We're here with
Benjamin Spencer.
And Benjamin is running for city council at large.
Correct.
Which means you're going to represent all of us.
That's right.
When it comes to business in downtown, what is your perspective of how Northampton does in terms of just the restaurant scene, the laundromat scene, the music scene, and all the scenes that I probably don't know about?
Okay. Well, so that's a great question, and I will preface my answer by saying that I've lived in Northampton since the early 1990s. So I've been here for 35 years. I was here as a UMass student. I finished my degree living in an apartment down on State Street, right? So, and I would come to this laundromat with my laundry. We didn't have laundry at my laundromat. So, and I would do that sometimes on bicycle, I will add, because I didn't own a car at the time. I took the bus to school, or I rode my bike to UMass, and then used a bike to get around. So I've seen Northampton and its downtown through many changes and many iterations, and I think that if there's one thing that's true, it's that change is a constant.
Does the laundromat look any better since you were here?
100%. You're doing a great
job. You're not just saying that for the camera, are you?
No. It sure does. Well, it's lovely. In fact, you've got art on the walls. You've got the other artists everywhere.
The public community board.
Yeah, this is like my most favorite thing about downtown, right? These bulletin boards are just tremendous.
So based on your change embracing, you're obviously for Picture Main Street.
I am indeed, yes.
And you are a biker. And you heard what I had to say about the bike lanes.
Yeah.
So do you feel like we're going to see more bicyclists downtown once this change happens?
Absolutely. Yep, for sure. I think I'm already seeing more cyclists around town. I work in Florence Center, and we have windows that look out onto North Maple Street, and I see far more like families going by on bicycles, or people who have the bicycles where they can carry two kids, and that, we're just seeing more and more of that being used as a means of transportation in the city, and you will see an enormous increase for the very simple reason that right now people don't feel safe riding their bikes downtown. I'm someone who feels comfortable doing it, but certainly many people don't, and I think that this will provide that opportunity for people. It's kind of a build it and they will come. And I think it also does connect many of the network. All this, by necessity, has to get built out incrementally. But this is going to be a major connector for some of those other routes coming into town where you do have bike lanes.
Right.
I'm also someone who drives a car. And driving the car down Main Street is a very unpleasant experience as it is.
It sure is.
This is part of what the improvements will bring, is a much more pleasant experience for people driving cars through town, for people riding bikes through town, people who require mobility devices, and people, older adults, children. It just is going to take that level of chaos and really bring it down to where everybody has a space, and that space is clearly delineated. And so you're not going to find, like now sometimes you'll find that someone's on their bicycle on the sidewalk. And the reason why that's happening is because they don't feel safe riding in the street. They don't want to be on the sidewalk either, but that's where they feel much more safe. So with the separated bike lanes, those cyclists have a designated spot where they feel safe.
And electric bikes will also be part of that.
Yep.
Will there be any kind of, just out of curiosity, will there be any kind of regulation on the speed at which people can travel in the bike lane? Because, when I go to New York City, they have bike lanes, right?
Yep.
And I'm terrified, right? I don't know which way to look. And it doesn't matter which way I look, there's always a bike coming from whatever direction I'm not looking, even if they're going the wrong way. And I'd hate to see that happen in North. Not that they can, because the bike lanes obviously aren't going to be as long as, the avenues or whatever in New York.
Sure.
But will there be any kind of parameters for speed or any of that?
I think there already are, in fact. I know that the Friends of Northampton Trails has been looking to establish a speed limit on the rail trails.
Yeah.
And I want to say that that's about 15 miles an hour. And there's a much larger conversation about e-bikes now because of it's a booming industry. It's going to be crystal clear what the expectations are. Every time there's potential conflict, there's going to be signage. There'll be a learning curve. We'll get used to it. But I think what I've always been saying is that this is an opportunity for us to all sort of step up our game in looking out for each other. Right? There's no one wants to hit anybody if you're driving a car or riding a bike or walking down the street. Well, I don't anyway. So there's no doubt that sometimes people use poor judgment.
Yeah.
So
that's not just on bikes, that's everywhere.
Well, that's right. Another thing that's important to keep in mind, and especially I would say for your business here at the laundromat, is right now we're nearing completion on the Mass Central Rail Trail, which will connect Boston to Northampton, and the New Haven to Northampton Greenway Trail, which will connect New Haven to Northampton. Mm-hmm. You have people doing like a weekend bike tour on those trails, and they get to town and they're all stinky because they've been riding their bike.
Right.
Here you are.
Hopefully
I would suggest, instead of a parking spot, a bike rack, because you're going to need it.
What is your message to businesses during the construction phase of this? Like, how do you ease their concerns?
Yep.
Because there's going to be a lot of business owner anxiety.
Yep.
Because again, if business is down now, then it's not going to suddenly get better. I mean, unless we can correctly message, hey, come visit Northampton, watch our progress. You know, I don't come enjoy our construction. You know, whatever.
Sure.
So what's your message to the businesses? To try to put their minds at ease that this won't be as horrific as we might imagine.
Okay. Yeah, well, it's important to, I think, have a mindset that this is something that is both necessary and absolutely will improve our downtown in the end. So there's several things I've been doing over the past couple of years to help do exactly what you're suggesting as far as helping businesses and residents understand a little bit more about the project, so it seems to them, that it's clear why we're doing it. So one of those things is I volunteered for the Pardon Our Progress group, and I'm part of that group that is trying to make sure that good information gets out there to people. So that's included getting some signs, some visuals up in a storefront window downtown to just allow people to see this from walking by. The Pardon Our Progress group is doing a tremendous amount of outreach to all the businesses downtown. And then on my own, I have led walks down Main Street with the plans and opened it up to everybody, invited everybody who'd like to come. And that's almost, I find, the very best way to really get your head around.
Because they experience it firsthand, like what's going to happen.
That's right. That's right. So I'll plug that I'm actually doing one more this coming Sunday, November 2nd, 10 a.m. to noon, and we meet in front of the Forbes Library, and everyone's welcome to come. And I did one this past Sunday, and it was, very well attended, and then people expressed desire for there to be one more. So,
well, Ben, good luck for the election.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Jason.